Hi guys, welcome back for another track guide. My name is Russell Barnes, aka Finding Speed on YouTube. We are at Interlagos this week for another week of fantastic racing. We're in the fit setup, we've got full race fuel, we're in normal race conditions. My lap could have been better this week. I've just got back from vacation, back from holiday, so I've had very limited time on the track for this. But I'm pleased with the lap. I think it's a great lap. I hope you find it useful. If you do, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe if you want to see more of these. And drop a comment down below. Let us know how you're getting on. Let us know if you've got any questions, and I will try and get back to you. Thanks very much, folks. See you later. Okay, so here we go with my 131.5 here at Interlagos. Race conditions, full race fuel, we're in the fixed setup. Track's about 32 degrees. And what we're doing is we're getting ourselves right over to the right and we're approaching the 50 board, and that is going to be our marker. Now, depending on your track temperature for this race, because it always ranges, you might want to be a little bit before or right bang on it. And we're going to brake heavily down into second gear, but we're going to keep the car on the outside of the track. Then, just as we come up to this other surface just outside the track, we're going to start our turn in here. We're slap bang in line with the logo on the Armco in the distance there. We're turning in. We're just about to come down to second. And the aim here with the center S's is to get yourself really, really, really tight to the inside of the first curb without going over the final third of the curb there, because it's really, really going to unsettle the car. It's going to unbalance it. It's raised. You're going to have problems. But ultimately, the goal is to come out as far over to on the left-hand side of the track here as we can, so as we can open up the next part of this tricky complex. So all being well, we can turn in full throttle. Again, on a hot track, you may just need to lift to prompt the car to turn in a little bit there. But all being well, we'll have a really, really great exit here. We've got a long bit of straight. Car's positioned over on the right, and we're looking at the 100 board. And just around about the 100 board, maybe just after, before this little bit of entry road here on the right, we're going to brake the car down to third, and we're going to brake quite heavily, but we want to position the car as far over to the right as we can. We want to keep it there. And as soon as we've done our main bulk of braking, we're lifting out of the brakes, then we start our turn in. We're going to widen this entry as much as we can. And then we're into the inside curb, and we're back on the gas, and we're going to build it up nice and steadily here. There's a horrible off track on the outside curb here, It is very, very unforgiving, so you've got to be super cautious. And then we're going to continue that steering angle, and we're going to be nice and tight to the inside. We're going to straighten up and come out to the outside of the track. We've got a very, very fast right-hand sweeper. We're looking at the Marshall hut here. Just as we pass it, we're going to drop the car to fourth, do some braking, pick up this inside edge of the curb. That's very important. We're going to drop to third. We're coming right out of the brakes now. The car's going to cruise for a little while, and then we're going to, about mid-corner, we're going to start building up the accelerator. Notice that we're quite tight to the inside here, and we need to pick up the very, very inside edge of the end of the curb here. Again, very important. The track on exit of this corner goes off camber. It wants to eject you out onto the left-hand side as far as it can. Very easy to pick up an off track here. Very easy to lose the car. And then as we come to the entry to the first, this next slow complex, you can see we've got some tyre tracks here. And at the end of those tracks, we're going to start our braking. We're on the outside of the curb here. We're braking along the outside of the curb. That's quite important. And then as the inside curb approaches, we're down in first. We're dropping it right in. We're getting very, very tight here. And on apex, we're back on the gas. If you don't get tight here, you get pushed out too wide on the left, and entry to this next left-hander becomes incredibly hard. But we've just brushed the brakes. We're back on the gas at mid-corner. We've got quite a nice wide exit here. Let's use it. And we're up through the gears. We're up to third. We're pushing out mid-track, and by the tree, which you should just about see there, we're going to brake again. We're not too focused on coming too wide because we're at a low speed. We can handle this mid-track. Back into first. Very, very tight to the curb. And then earlier than you think, you want to start building up the accelerator again. And we're going to use this little bit of curb here, but we need to bring it in before the end of the curb, otherwise there's an off track there. So full throttle, we're going to pick up the dirty edge of the curb here. And we're going to line ourselves up for a very taxing corner here. Now, if you come out past the curb at this point, you're going to get an off track. So we're angling ourselves out towards the outside of the track here. We push ourselves out wide, and then as this dirty bit of curbing starts, we're heavy in the brakes, we're down to third gear, and then we're watching for the end of this section of curbing to come up. And when it does, we know that is our signal to start our turn in. We're already in second, we're starting to come out of the brakes nicely, so we're going to be able to get that steering angle. We pick up the inside of the curb, and before we do, we really, really need to make sure we're early on the gas here. So if you're unable to get onto the gas before you hit this inside curb, that's a signal that you need to start braking a bit earlier for this corner, because you need to get a quick exit here. We're building up the accelerator. We know we're going to make this exit now. We don't want to use too much curb on exit. There's a great danger there. There's going to be plenty of death on that outside curb this week. And then we want to make sure we keep the car nice and tight on the inside here. The outside of the track appears very, very quickly otherwise. And then we're going to keep it tight. We're going to use some of the pit lane here, which is absolutely fine. You can do this. And then we've got the shortest route to the finish line to end our 1 minute 31.5. Now, there's plenty more time on the table here this week. I've just got back from vacation from my holiday, so I've had a very, very limited time to put this together, so I hope you'll excuse me. There's definitely more time on the table. I'm quite happy with this lap. I'm quite proud of it. It's tidy, so we're going to go with it. I hope you have a really great week of racing here this week. Hope you do really well. Please do give the video a like if it was useful. Please do subscribe for more of these guides. And let us know in the comments below how you get on this week. If you've got any questions, I will keep an eye on the comments and get back to you when I can. Thanks, folks. See you next time.